What's up, y'all? Hey, today I want to talk about leaders. And one thing about leaders that, you know, we do things enthusiastically. And that's what a lot of people don't get. We're constantly positive and things like that. And a lot of people are so negative that they see that positivity, you know, as something that is actually a negative, because they're so negative and they're so beaten down by this world, and they can't see on the other side of their hand, you know, and that's, you know, they put the hand out as far as it can go, and that's as far as they can see. Well, leaders see, you know, beyond that, right? And we try to tell people, hey, this is what we see. This is our vision. So we start acting and walking towards that. It's one of those things. It's like in the Bible, it talks about, you know, walk by faith, things like that, right? Not by sight. But then again, we don't necessarily follow that, you know. And I'm reading in this passage. I read this passage this morning, and a quote said, "Great leaders are never satisfied with current levels of performance. They are relentlessly driven by the possibilities and potential achievements." And that quote came from Donna Harrison, and it talks about expectations. It talks about Michael. It talks, well, that's a, you know, he had a vision too, but it talks about Martin Luther King and how his speech, you know, in the speech, "I've seen the mountaintops," you know, and it ignited people. It brought a passion because people start to see it. And I'm sure a lot of people, it was a lot of naysayers. Well, we know it was a lot of naysayers, but then the mount, as it started to move like a snowball, and, you know, it starts small and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. He saw the mountaintop. I tell people all the time, you know what? I fell in love with the internet. I understand how search works. I understand how the internet works. I understand these certain things, right? And I try to teach these things to people that, you know, are in business, and I try to tell them, but instead they say, "Oh, you're bragging, you're boasting." I'm like, no. I'm trying to tell you for your own good. And if it's something you don't understand, it's easy to say, "Hey, what is it? Can you explain this a little bit more to me?" You know, I try to break it down in the most layman terms as possible, but a lot of times people, they look at it and say, "Oh, you know," I try to tell them, "Hey, we're ranked this, and hey, we get searches for this. Hey, and you rank number 1 or you rank number 2 for these keywords. You do this, you do that. This is the deal." Or we rank as a network for certain keywords, and people are finding us on here and here and here and here. How do I know that? Because I understand how the internet works. And that's how we've grown our network to help other black business owners and event people expand and grow their businesses. Because you know what? Like Martin Luther King, I had a dream too. And that dream came in November of 2008. And it was saying, "Hey, you've been doing internet marketing for some time now. You know, you've been dipping and dabbing and trying it out and doing this and doing that. Now it's time for you to take your knowledge for what you've been doing and use it to help grow black business and events." And that's what I've done. And that's why, you know, right now we're sitting at a little bit over 1,700 black business owners that we're helping, in our goal to 1 million. So if you're watching this and you have a business right now, or you promote or you host events, be sure to come create a profile at bfhsnetwork.com and tell us about what you do so that we can share with other people and give you that exposure to our network that we've grown of over 100,000 people over the last, 4.5, years. That's what we've grown. We've grown an audience. So we also have an audience for your business so people can see, because people want to know. And we've grown that organically, which means we're not out there buying likes and scamming people, and scraping emails and things like that. It's hand-to-hand combat. Post good stuff and people like it. They understand that we're posting about black business and things like that. People understand it. They know that. So in essence, that's why they like what we post and we do, and they like and they follow and they connect with us on Twitter and LinkedIn and Google Plus and things like that, because that's what we post. And it's funny, instead of slapping me or telling me I don't know what I'm talking about or going around my back and talking to other people, don't think that doesn't get back to me. I I know. That's one of the greatest things about being a leader. We know that people are going to be talking bad because they don't get it. You know, I've told people, well, let me help you get on page 1 of Google. Let me help you get found in Google. To say they can find me. You know, I'm just going to use a business. Just say it's, you know, you starting a business. You're a car enthusiast, and you're starting, you know, a sob story, right? I think that's actually a website. And you're saying, well, yeah. People can find me. Oh, let me give you a better example. Say you're starting a business selling screwdrivers, right? And the name of your business is JB Screws, right? So yeah, if somebody type in JB Screws in the search engine, there's a good chance that your website is going to come up, especially if it's jbscrews.com, right? But what about people who are looking for actual screwdrivers? That's what you need to be ranking for the people who are looking for you, but don't know that they're looking for you. They're looking for what you do, and then they find you, and then you close the deal. That's what we do. And as a leader of this network and a leader of these things and leader in the communities and things like that, the more black businesses we can help, the better off our communities. And I don't care where that community is. It don't have to be in the hood or the projects or this, that, and the other. That community could be in $500,000 cribs or $1 million cribs. That can be the community the community you live in. There's a reason why the most crime happens in in the lower income areas. If we can, and if you're living there in those areas and things like that, you know, great. Well, black business people typically hire black people. So the more black businesses we can help grow, the more employees they're going to have to hire, and they're probably going to hire black people to work in those places. And then when income starts to kick up and people can get off of welfare and assistance and get off the street corner selling dope, because now we can prove to them that you can make the same amount of money and more doing it legal. I know I'm just rambling. I don't know what I'm talking about. But anyway, go to bfhsnetwork.com, sign up, create a profile, and let's get it on and popping. As of right now, there's no charge. And so you tell us about our business and we'll share with our network of people. And I'm going to leave you guys with this last part. It says, the task of a leader is to show people the future. Visionary leaders have been to the mountaintop. They have seen the other side, and they can't wait to take others with you. Come on with us. We're going. There's other directors out there, but you know what? There's other networks that do what we do. But you know what? None of them do. They have the same type of concept. I just saw on Twitter, one of these companies that's doing the same thing. We're not working with pyramids, get rich quick schemes, MLMs, things. They call them sustainable businesses. Well, you know, my question is, now I understand the get rich quick schemes because usually those things are kind of scammy, but MLMs, and then my question is pyramid. What is a pyramid? Because you know what? I'm not trying to be funny, but Coca-Cola is one of the biggest pyramids out there. I mean, how many people are at the top of Coca-Cola? You know what I mean? You start off at the bottom, and that's a song, right? You start off at the bottom, and you work your way up into supervisor, mid-management, you know, maybe you get into some upper management, like C-level, da-da-da-da-da. But how many people are the president of the company? How many people are the CEO? But you know what? You take a company like, say Amway, or Mary Kay. Well, you start off at the bottom, you work yourself up, you build your team, so now you got your little pyramid over here. You know, and then it's another pyramid over here. Each person is building their teams. They're building different little pyramids, and you can work your way up to the top. And then what's crazy is those people under you, if they outproduce you, they can actually move up past you, and they're creating the little pyramids. So actually, it should probably be reversed, right? Like kind of like an inverse pyramid. Think about that before you talk, because you know what? That's like the dumbest thing I've ever heard. You know, or any other big corporation, or any other small business. That means they're all pyramid in structure. Because that's a pyramid, right? I know it's kind of crazy, but that's a pyramid, right? Think about that. Don't. Anyway, BFHS, links in the description. Follow us on Twitter. I'm GI Operation. And then the network is at BFHS. So it's BFHS, like Black Folk Hotspots Network. So BFHS. So we're on Twitter. Links in the description. The book that I'm, that I quoted from is also in the description as well if you'd like to pick it up. And it's really good. It's like excerpts of, different leadership things on a daily basis. Talk to you guys soon. Thanks for listening. And be sure to check out our other videos as well. We got some good stuff out there. Peace.